You're listening to Seattle Real Estate Podcast.
So we're going to check out a little commercial real estate action. Normally we talk about residential stuff here on the Seattle Real Estate Podcast. We're going to venture into the commercial territory, specifically malls. We're going to talk about suburban malls, shopping malls. We've got Lenox Square in the city of Buckhead in Atlanta. In response to rising levels of violence, specifically gun violence, people shooting each other, they're going to require youths to be accompanied by adults. If you're not over the age of 21, you're not shopping on your own. Got to have mom or dad or some responsible adult accompanying you. The kids are saying, this limits our freedom. The mall owners and parents are saying, it's been pretty unsafe. It's a safety issue. We know we're limiting your freedom a little bit, but look at what's happened when you guys run around with guns on your own. It's not good. That's what we're talking about today. Let's take a little peek and see. Thank you to the viewer who sent this to me. You send good stuff. Much appreciated. All right. So before we jump on in, if you're new here, my name is Sean Reynolds. I own a couple of real estate companies. Even though I'm here in Seattle, I read the news from what some people would say is a reasonable perspective. All right. I always find that kind of funny because it's like, Seattle. Oh, Seattle. It's kind of like, oh, Portland. What are we doing? In the wake of several shootings, including one involving 2 teens, Lenox Square will begin requiring visitors under 18, okay, it's 18, not 21, to be accompanied at all times by an adult. So a Wednesday afternoon news release detailed the new policy, which is called the Youth Supervision Program. Any youth will have to be accompanied by their parent or an adult who is 21 or older after 3 p.m. each day, starting September 21st. So after school, so when you're supposed to be in school, you can just run around, you can, do your thing. So all of these incidents that we're trying to avoid and prevent, it appears they've happened after school has gotten out because we got 3 p.m. each day starting September 21st. All right. No kids here at night because we know the shenanigans you're up to. And by shenanigans, I mean robbing people and shooting them. That's what's happening. The changes come after a violent 2 years for the mall, a premier retail destination in the heart of Buckhead. Let's talk about Buckhead for just a little bit. You'll hear of Buckhead. Buckhead has been trying to basically succeed from the city of Atlanta. It's on the north end of Atlanta. It comprises about 1/5 of the city. It's expensive. It is upscale. This mall is upscale that we're talking about. Just think upscale portion. And so you've got this upscale mall and kids are coming and shooting each other and other people and security guards. We're going to talk about that in a second here. But they're trying to head this off. And so this is the policy. This is what they're doing. Lenox, the mall, has struggled to maintain its reputation for posh shopping due to a string of headline-grabbing shootings and assaults. Any kind of this behavior, shootings, assaults, whatever, not good optics for a commercial retail mall. That's a hard no-go. Because if you're like, hey, you want to go to the mall where there was that shooting last week? You know what? Let's just stay home. You want to go to that mall where somebody were they assaulted? Somebody got robbed? Maybe what? We'll go across town to that other one. But you know what? There's been a lot of stuff going on in the malls in Atlanta, and that's kind of what we're addressing here. 2 shootings took place on Lenox Square property over the summer after 3 p.m., one of which involved 2 15-year-olds. Rising crime in Atlanta's richest neighborhood has reinvigorated an effort to make Buckhead its own city. It's kind of like here in Seattle, we talk about putting a moat around the actual city of Seattle, letting them do their own thing. And for the rest of us, we'll go into downtown every now and then. But the residents of Seattle, they need to just stay there, right? I mean, that's kind of what you want. But because you get that influence of the big city and you're like, oh, we don't really want that. Not in our backyard, not in my backyard. Don't want it. Don't want it here. Buckhead, they're not alone either. And they're just like, okay, yeah, this riffraff, this increasing crime, we're not down with it. Okay, here's how we're going to handle it at our mall. The program is in response to feedback from the community and community leaders as the center reinforces its commitment to the community to provide a pleasant, family-friendly shopping environment that is without the shoppers shooting one another, assaulting one another, possibly robbing a security guard. Now, I added in that last section there, but that's ultimately what we're trying to avoid here, right? The news came as a shock to 17-year-old Amy Nguyen, who came to the mall with her friend after school Wednesday. She said the requirement to have a parent present will limit her freedom. Okay? But it might keep you alive, or from being wounded, or from being robbed. So freedom comes at a cost at times. And I get that. All right. We're not trying to limit your freedom, but there's some stuff going on here where I think, the community in itself is like, all right, here's what we're doing. You kids are running around shooting people. Can't have that. Enough of that. All right. You're going to need some babysitting until this, kind of changes. Man, I don't see the gun violence going in the right direction right now. Do you? It doesn't feel like it, right? I always just want to be with my friends at the mall, Wen said. I just don't really like that. High school people are not that young. They should be able to do what they want. We just want to hang out. Let's take a look at some of those sentences, shall we? High school people are not that young. Disagree. At age 52, I'm going to say that high school people that are 14, 15, 16, 17, or 18, that's pretty young. You put a 14 or a 15-year-old, 16, 17, or 18-year-old, put a gun in their hand, they're very young. Decisions made, not good. Not good at all. You put them in a tussle with each other, again, not good. Decisions made, all that testosterone just raging, and they're just, going to get you. Yep, not good. Those decisions will live with you the rest of your life. They should be able to do what they want is the next sentence we're going to be able to look at here. Well, that's not how this works. You can't just do whatever you want. If by that you mean be able to shop on their own, all right. Okay. I see your point. Yep. If you're old enough to vote, let's see, we've got under 18 is all right. So if you're 18, you can shop there. If you're 17, all right, you're going to have to suck it up and go with mom or dad, or you're going to have to go to another mall. That's the bottom line here, right? So they should be able to do what they want. No, that's not true. We just want to hang out. All right. And we want you to hang out. I can't tell you how many times as a single dad of, parent of two teenage boys that are, pretty good sized kids and 2.5 years apart. How many times that I would, you're going to the mall? Here's $20. Could you stay a little bit longer? Give dad just a little bit more of a break at home by himself so he can hear himself think. Can we do that? Oh, your friends are going? Here's an extra $10. Go get them a whatever at whatever store, and you guys hang out and have a great time. All right? We'll see you later. Have fun. Don't shoot anybody. Maria Torres, a 20-year-old sales lead at clothing retailer Area. Am I pronouncing that right? Why don't I know the names of these stores? She has said she has mixed emotions about the ban. Keep in mind, Maria is 20 years old. Having worked with the store since she was 16, all right, she's 5 years in. She is 5 years in on a total economic life of 20 years, meaning that a quarter of her life has been at this store. All right, let's see what she has to say. Having worked at the same store since she was 16, Torres said she can understand how this could affect employees, but also believes the ban will address some crime within the mall. You got a 20-year-old saying, you know what? I can see how it'll impact some kids, but it's also going to address some of the crime going on here. It's not safe. It's not safe. That's what she's saying. In a way, I feel like it's good because sometimes kids do try to steal and or shoot or assault one another, Torres said. But for the most part, it's kind of like snatching away that liberty when they're in high school. Well, I think with the incidents that we're supporting this new rule on, we can comfortably say that maybe some of that liberty has been lost. Maybe there's a reason that liberty is being taken away. because you can't seem to handle it at the mall. And that's just how this goes, unfortunately. Sense of safety, that's our next segment here. In 2020, Lenox Square was the site of at least 6 shootings, including a March homicide that killed a Tennessee man, according to police. Arrests have been made in the majority of those cases. All right, shootings 1 through 3, pretty rough. Shootings 4, 5, and 6, brutal for a shopping mall. Even the first 3, not good. But on 4, 5, and 6, that's a real pattern. Hey, you want to go to the mall? Oh, no. Have there been any shootings this month at the mall? Because you might look at that as, we're due. Now they put in that new rule. Let's take the kids and let's go do some shopping. Okay. And that's what the mall owners are hoping for, right? A little bit more safety, a little bit more security. The incidents prompted further security measures, including a weapons detector installed in December at the mall's main entrance. The Atlanta Police Department has also opened a mini precinct inside the mall. So you're going to have to go through radiation emitting device. You have any guns on you? No. All right. We're just going to radiate you a tiny little bit here. Keep walking. All right. No guns. You're good. If you have problems, go down to the mini precinct. Officer friendly will help you out. It's pretty serious. But 6 shootings? That's serious too, right? On June 13th this year, 2 teenagers attempted to rob a Lenox Square security guard after mall hours and then shot him, leaving him critically injured, Atlanta police said. The 15-year-old suspects, a boy and a girl, were arrested and charged with criminal attempt to commit murder and a slew of other charges. Police have not released their names. That's scary stuff when the security guard is being robbed. Let's talk about that for just a second. Security guards don't make a ton of money. So 15-year-old boy and girl, what were you thinking there? Are you just out for a thrill robbing? I don't know. Not good planning. You need to evaluate your criteria a little further there. Or just maybe don't try and rob people. Be good people. 2 months later, a man told police he had been shot near a mall parking garage about 6 p.m. by someone who left the area in a dark-colored sedan. Investigators said it appeared the man had been targeted. There were at least 9 other shootings at Atlanta area malls this year. 9. So it's not like a one-off. We're not just trying to avoid a one-off with this rule of, all right, if you're under 18, you can't come and shop by yourself after 3 p.m. after school's out. That's a no-go. And here's why. We've had how many shootings? It's in the teens. Not good. You just got kids running around shooting each other. Anything that any project, including Lenox Square, can do to make the customers feel comfortable and safe would be to the benefit of the mall, said attorney Abe Shear. He's a partner in real estate and leasing practices for Arnall, Golden Gregory, and was not affiliated with Lenox. Ultimately, the mall would enjoy better business. I think that goes without saying, right? The fewer incidents, violent incidents, gun violence incidents specifically that you have, the more people are going to come through. More people that come through, they're going to buy more stuff. And that's the bottom line at a mall, right? Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, who has faced criticism over the city's rising crime rate since 2020, lauded the mall's actions in a statement, which I'm kind of surprised at. Seems like anything that's common sense, most of these mayors are just like, oh, we can't stand by that. No. All right. Maybe we're doing a little spinny around, kind of like we did on that whole defund the police movement that is now, we never said defund the police. By that, we meant this, because it's politically. Defunding the police, that is a hard no-go now. You see how quickly that turned around? We are refunding the police because the stats haven't gone in the right way for that political whole shenanigan to really even continue, right? So defund the police, crime's on the rise. What were you thinking? The engagement and care of young people remains a top priority for our administration. This is the mayor. We welcome responsible efforts by the business community to ensure the well-being of Atlanta's residents and visitors especially our young people, Bottom said. In July, Bottom said people under the age of 16 committed 10% of the city's violent crimes. Under 16, 10% of the violent crimes. You've just got young kids running around with guns. That's the bottom line. Where are their parents? What are their parents doing? How does that happen? Not good. Bottoms wants to invest $70 million into public safety efforts that include the creation of an Office of Violence Reduction. Those funds would also support the establishment of youth councils and city meetings with teachers, principals, and parents. Members of the Atlanta City Council, many of whom are running to succeed Bottom as mayor, were in a meeting Wednesday and they could not immediately respond to requests for comment. Why do we even put that in these articles? It's just an assumption you should make. Yeah, they're not going to get back to us. But I guess you still got to do your due diligence. Would you mind replying with the comment on the current situation? We never heard back from them, but we asked. Balancing business and security. That's our next section here. Once Lenox Square's supervision policy takes effect later this month, mall employees younger than 18 may continue to work after 3 p.m., but they must be accompanied by an adult or parent when their work shift ends. That's fair. One adult may accompany up to 4 youths. Kids working, I'm all for it. Teaches them responsibility, gives them something to do, manage their own money, all that stuff. It's like being a mini adult, except you don't have the bills, right? Who knows? Maybe some of these kids do have, parental bills that they're helping pay out. That happens as well. Did you buy some cool clothes? Nah. Paid the power bill. Damn it. My parents can't judge their own money. They're just terrible with money. Adults are responsible for the actions of all the youth they accompany, the policy said. All right. The mall, which is owned by Simon Property Group, said patrons may have to show proof of age during the policy's hours. Individuals who don't have acceptable identification, such as a driver's license, an ID card, passport, will be denied entrance to the mall or asked to leave the property. That's fair enough. In the wake of these shootings, I think you're going to have to do some outside of the box type thinking. I have not seen this. I have not seen this here in the Puget Sound area, a restriction like this placed on a mall by ownership. But, just thinking out loud, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, it might piss off some teenagers, but are they really the big demographic you're going after? No. And especially if they're causing a bunch of this violence. All right, we're going to have to put the screws down on you kids for a little while. That's just what we're doing. A spokesperson for Levidi and whatever that is and Co., a brand management consultant for Lenox Square, declined to comment further about the policy. We don't really want to talk about it. This approach to stop unsupervised teens is not unprecedented. Since 2009, the mall at Stonecrest in South DeKalb County has enforced a similar policy. The Parental Involvement Program after 4 p.m. Atlantic Station, the mixed-use development in Midtown, also has a similar youth supervision policy that's active after 6 p.m. each day. While Mickey Hopkins, a store manager at teen clothing store Aeropostale, said he has noticed rising concerns about crime in the area. He does not believe teenagers are the problem. Okay. He said the new policy will hurt businesses that are simply trying to make it through the COVID-19 pandemic, specifically teen-oriented stores, right? I mean, yeah, there is that. From the pro-small business standpoint, this does impact those stores. What are we going to do? I don't know. Not allowing teenagers in the mall without an adult is ridiculous, said Hopkins, who has worked at the retailer for 11 years. But here's the next sentence. We're a teen retailer. All right, so your numbers are going to go down. It's going to be hard for you to meet your quotas, all that stuff. Other stores and malls that don't have this restriction in place, they're just going to kick your rear end, right? So we're a teen retailer, so that's a big part of our business. Most parents or adults don't want to come to the mall on a Tuesday at 4 p.m. Traffic in the mall is already down, so limiting who can come in the mall after the same time doesn't make much sense. Other than if you want to try and stop the shootings from happening. Because I think if you have a parent there, yeah, that's probably going to be reduced. I mean, I would assume so, right? Am I wrong here? Hey kids, let's go to the mall and cause some trouble. That could be a thing. I don't know. I would hope not. Parents, try and be parents. Where are these parents when these kids are running around with guns shooting people? Hopkins pointed to other strategies the mall should consider instead, saying Lenox could increase police visibility or move its metal detectors before restricting teenagers' access. Yeah, maybe. Is that really going to do the same thing? Probably not. Got more cops there. All right, the mall's a pretty big place, right? Shearer said he doesn't expect the new restriction on young shoppers to negatively affect many businesses, if any. Well, other than that, and like, how about like a Zoomies? You guys have that store in your place? It's like sells skateboarding shoes and skateboards and cool backpacks. Sometimes has some slogans on shirts that are like socially inappropriate, but teenagers love them. Like, oh man, what did I buy for my kids a couple of years ago? I bought for my much younger cousins. It was Danny Duncan. He's he's an outrageous YouTuber. He's a redheaded kid. He just does crazy stunts and stuff. He has a line of clothing. Some of his shirts say "Virginity Rocks." I thought my younger cousins might enjoy that. They did. Their parents, I got some looks at Christmas for that. But that's what the older cousin is supposed to do. I'm quite a bit older than some of my younger cousins, and we have fun stuff like that go on. Virginity Rocks. Maybe in Spanish on your shirt. That was a funny one. Most of the tenants that are at Lenox Square are quality tenants that understand what's going on there, he said. They are certainly not at a discount price point, and I would think that any loss of sales for the few tenants that are there for younger people would be more than offset by the increased sales by the higher end tenants. All right. So you stores catering to teenagers, you guys can suck it because that's what's going to happen to your sales. Your higher end tenants selling jewelry and, all that good stuff, all that crazy high end stuff. Maybe your upper end clothing stores. I don't even know what that would be because I don't really shop there. What would that? Nordstrom is where I go. That's not high end. I mean, it's higher end, but you get what I'm saying. All right. We're catering towards the higher end tenants here. This is an expensive area. It's an expensive town. They don't want shootings impacting their store shoppers. And so if they put the clamp down on teenagers, a little bit of their sales go down, piss off some teenagers, probably piss off the teenagers' parents even more. Where are my kids going to go? We can't make them get a job after school. No, we can't make them do that. We need them just to be able to roam around and have some time to, rethink and reimagine what they're going to do with all that free time, beefing online. Yeah, that's what we're trying to prevent, right? That is what we're trying to prevent. So I wonder what the stats would be on crime from the other malls that have already put this, 6 p.m. and after, can't be in there after if you're 18 or less. I wonder what the stats on crime look like in those malls. It must be working because if it went the other way, I think the mall that's putting this in, Lenox, would be like, yeah, that's not going to work. Why would we do that? We've already got this Joker mall over here that's tried it. Didn't work out. So, I mean, it's got to have some validity, right? I don't know. But one would assume that research went into this and we looked at a little bit of the crime data and it seems like it's going in the right direction. And quite clearly, the malls in Atlanta are having a difficult time at certain points, and we're making some adjustments on the fly. The game plan isn't working. It's fourth quarter. We're down by 10. What are we going to do? You got to do something. You got to change it up. Got to make this happen. And people's lives are at stake. Kids' lives are at stake. So, all right, little Johnny and Susie, you guys can't shop there after 3 without mom and dad and or a responsible, hopefully, parent. Just see how this works. I'm okay with it. As a parent, I'm okay with it. So if you're a store owner and teenagers are your clientele, that's going to probably suck. I don't know what to tell you. That's just what we're doing. All right. So that's it for me. Interesting storyline, right? Literally kids at the mall. You guys can't shop here after 3 by yourselves. Bring mom and dad. Man, if I was 17, I would have said, what? No, you can take this mall and shove it. That's what I would have said. But, yeah. All right. So I, 17-year-old, I take what little money I have and go away to the next mall. Yeah. I don't shoot anybody, do I? No. I don't rob anybody. I'm not there. Interesting. Problem solved. Okay. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for being here. I will catch up with you guys soon. Until then, stay safe. We'll talk again very, very soon. Bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when our next video is out.